All right, just got into the room. This is episode 3 of Lightmaker Central, and I think when I reach, I don't know whether I want to count my episodes or not. Um, like I said, this is my first take right now. I think I'm just gonna try and rant and try to just express what I'm thinking about. My topic for today is gonna be about silence. Um, for the first 20, 25, 30, maybe even 50 videos, I'm gonna probably touch on them again, but for today I'm just gonna cover the concept of silence. All right, now I feel like when people hear silence, they think that it's silence is kind of a scary thing, and it's not just horror movie scary, but when you're in silence, what are you doing? The only thing that you can do, which is think, right? And when you take the moment to sit in silence and you think, that is more scary than any other monster that's people can create, right? Because that means that you have to look at yourself. And when I was younger, people used to tell me, I used to talk a lot. I used to be a chatterbox. I used to ask so many questions. And going into high school, especially during the summer going to high school, I really took a step back. I just took that time to just modify myself a little bit, change who I was. I think that I went from this really spontaneous and outgoing extroverted person and really started developing some introverted traits. And that was just something that happened naturally, I would say. And it was more of something that I did one time, and then I came to a realization, oh, when I do this, I learned this, or I start to understand this, or I pick up on this, right? So doing that, being silent, sitting in silence. For right now, I'm just talking about sitting in silence. I'm not talking about meditation. I'm not talking about any focusing on breathing. I'm just talking about silence, just thinking, just letting thoughts flow in and out of your mind. Just self-reflecting. I used to have a fear of the dark, and I would just go into the bathroom, go into a closet, and I would just stand or sit, and I would just stay there, and I would just find peace in the darkness. You feel, and that's how I got rid of my fear, and I started using that same thing, but this time focusing on the silent aspect, not just the absence of light, but the quiet, and just thinking to myself and just focusing on that. And I mean, some people will call it a form of meditation, but I don't know what's what. I just know that I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's one thing I want to get across on Lightmaker Central is that there's so many names for things and so many concepts that have been labeled, and I don't really like names for the most part, because it's just, I feel everything that has a name begins to have an association with something, when really it's just course of action, right? And I just need that time to be silent and reflect, and being in a dark room, no stimulation except for what's going on inside of here. First you have these crazy thoughts, wild thoughts, and I'm probably gonna go deeper into thoughts and thinking in another episode. But for right now, you have these crazy thoughts. First it's oh my gosh, maybe there's a ghost behind me or something, whatever, a thought like that, and then you realize nothing's there, and then you move on to wonder how that meal that I ate this morning. I wish I had another one of those or something like that. And once you move past all the like the nonsense, then you start going to like, and yesterday, what that person said, that really threw me off. And then like start going to, I feel like it's everybody's nature to like, when given enough time, to just start reflecting on who they are. Like not even everything else around them, but who they are. When you give them enough time to do that, and off of doing that, start to realize like, and now I'm transitioning from just sitting in silence to being silent, being quiet in certain situations. And when it came to like reflecting, I started realizing that like the way I react to things, the way that I do things, the way that I carry myself, it has an important role in like the way that the world affects me. And this is like thoughts that just popped up in my head, just like, why did I react that way? Or why didn't I do this? Or why didn't I do that? Or how come I feel this way? Like thinking about it now, it doesn't really mean anything. So why did I feel this way about this certain situation? So yeah, just being quiet, sitting in silence, take time to do that, I would say. Then now when you're actively doing things, actively going out, whether you're interacting with friends, family, or strangers, I feel like this is like a saying. I think I've heard this before. It's just like, think before you speak. I say this pretty frequently to my little brother. Like, think before you speak. And what I mean, it's not like, oh, do a whole detailed, full statistical analysis. No, I mean like, just take 1-2 seconds when someone asks you a question, or when a certain event happens, or something unexpected happens. Just take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at that. That's all done, right? Take just 5 seconds to just analyze and really understand what just happened, or what was just said, or what you just heard, or what you just did, and then make a reaction after that. Then react. But just take those couple of seconds and like, because when you have these instant reactions, or when you have instant reactions or replies to things, you really lose that sense of consciousness. Like, you lose awareness really quickly because you're in a responsive state, right? When you take those 5 to 10 seconds of just, oh wow, this person said this to me, let me take this in. Why did they say this? Are they mad? Or maybe there's something about me that I don't know, or maybe this, maybe that, and just you start to learn like to take everything with a grain of salt. And that was also another thing. Like, I don't know if I said this in my last video, but I'm really into science. So like, someone asked me a question about science, all I do is just reciprocate stuff that I've learned or stuff that I've been taught, and you just take a couple more seconds. You think about it, and or you go out and you think about what you've been taught, and then you have a new source of information, whether that be someone telling you or some program you found online or something that goes against what you've been taught or what you've been thinking. And this, like I said, applies to me when it comes to science. And it's like, oh, this contradicts this. Let me not, just for a moment, let me give this argument a chance, right? It's the quality of being open-minded, right? Not instantly reacting to everything. So in that sense, I feel like silence has done me many wonders. I'm using the word silence, and I know I'm kind of, spreading out my ideas everywhere a little bit. But like I said, I'm just ranting, I'm just talking. And yeah, silence has been very important for me to self-reflect, for me to understand what's happening around me, and for me to react in more appropriate manners and more beneficial manners. Because when I'm just doing stuff off of impulse, like 9 times out of 10, what I do off of impulse is not what I truly would have done if I just taken 5, 10, 15 seconds to just think about what I was doing. And sometimes sometimes it's not even about thinking. Sometimes you just sometimes when you take a brief couple of seconds, like, something new pops up, you know. But I think that's what I have to say for this video. I don't want the videos to be too long right now. I think as I progress with these videos, make them longer, and start organizing my ideas a little bit more. Not like, I'm still gonna rant, but I might have like a list and stuff to get that help me, you know, structure my videos a little bit more. So I might spend 5 minutes on this topic, 5 minutes on this topic, 5 minutes on this topic. Anyway, this is Lightmaker Central. I'm the True Lightmaker. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me how silence has benefited your lives, because I think it can benefit a lot of people if people just take time to be quiet. You know, stop being initiative, stop being in a reactive state. You know, I keep on saying be quiet, but I mean, like, don't react. I mean, be quiet, like, take time to reflect. You know, be quiet as in stop always going to other people for your answers. Start trying to find those answers on your own. It helps you take initiative. It really does. Like, you know, don't tell everybody your goals. You know, just kind of fall back just a little bit. You don't, like, if you're a really extroverted person, that's not in your character, understood, but you can take steps to just fall out of the pictures, whether that be in little increments, like you just take a day just to yourself and to really reflect and develop. Or if you're really introverted person, then you probably understand this, but that doesn't mean that you're excluded from your instant reactions, you know, because even though not talking might not be one of your traits, you know, being quiet might be one of your traits, but, you know, having impulsive thoughts might be another thing. You know, like someone says something and you may not reply, but you might have a certain thought that pops up into your head, or a certain thing that you want to respond with. And, you know, it's all about changing that train of thought, you know. And when I say silence, I don't mean just through the lips, but, you know, quiet your actions. Don't make everything known. You know, try and, I shouldn't say quiet your thoughts, but, you know, take the things that pop up in your head a little bit more lightly. Don't judge yourself too harshly. Just make yourself calmer. Just take time to make yourself more mellow. And sometimes breathing helps. Sometimes you need a creative outlet. Sometimes it's therapy, but you need to quiet the body. You need to quiet the mind, quiet your spirit. You feel? And yeah, I think that's what I had to say for today. And take time to just be silent. That's Lightmaker. Peace.